Well, jeepers! You're listening to Smash or Pass.
Hi everyone, welcome to another video on the
Hey.
and Milly channel. We are as always joined by smASH.
Hello.
And Rhianna.
Hello.
Dun, dun. So in today's episode, we are going to be reviewing Wednesday is Missing. So this is episode 3 for the new Scooby-Doo movies. And I guess a few things that's fitting with that, like Wednesday, third day of the week. It's the third episode, and it's missing from the collection.
Yeah, so let's get some provenance. Let's get a full understanding. So, experts, you people, you gorgeous people from down south, from across the pond. Why is this episode missing from the collection? Let's have a collaborative discussion and just sort that out, because I don't know. I know it's a copyright thing, but I don't know the ins and the outs.
I'm not sure how true this is. I believe that am I right with saying, smASH, that one of the actors that Paul's like, he was like, I don't want my voice out there, I don't want this episode out there, and because he revoked his consent to it, they couldn't release it or something like that.
Yeah, so I believe it was, I don't know the Addams Family characters' names, but the father, I guess, of the Addams Family, apparently, I believe it's him, him or his family has basically said that they haven't want to release the rights to it right now, for whatever reason, which, you know, is, I mean, I don't know how it all works, because it's like we just had 2 animated Addams Family movies, and now in a month or so we're having a new Netflix Wednesday series about the Addams Family. So I'm like, who even owns the Addams Family?
It's so weird. It seems like so different from nowadays, where you've got writers and actors getting kind of stiffed out of money, and once you've recorded something for a studio, they own that. They can do what they want with it. They can reuse it. Like it seems like they've almost given the Addams Family a little too much power with this. But again, I don't know. Okay, this is gonna sound ridiculous. Are they real? They're not. Are they just a weird family that have been characterized, or are they just like fictional, like The Simpsons?
It's basically the Addams Family is like originally a live-action sitcom that aired from September 18th, 1964 to September 9th, 1966.
But are they based on anyone in particular? Because I know that it's said based upon the characters by something Addams. So is it like a thing that's personal to him? Like, is he still alive? Like, it just seems ridiculous how. Obviously, it isn't, I guess, Warner's fault for once, but I don't know. It just seems odd that they've been given so much power, when you'd imagine that nowadays, once you've recorded something, once you've lended it yourself to that thing, then you can reuse it and repackage it, with the exception of maybe music, because I know music gets redubbed and changed all the time depending on if it's on the TV or even on Netflix. What are you looking up, Milly?
Well, what I was just researching is how, so like public domain and stuff is 50 years. So, and Addams Family was introduced in 1938. So in terms of all the projects and stuff coming up, in theory it's public domain for people to do with what they wish.
This episode will be turning 50 on September 23rd. So Warner Brothers could technically, I mean, anyone could actually release it.
That's a very interesting point. If it does go into public domain after 50 years, then for the 50th anniversary of the series, they could release the complete,
They could.
set, which people would buy. Wait, then is Scooby in public domain?
No, because Scooby has, Warner Brothers have frequently reapplied for the trademark, copyright, and release new Scooby-Doo products. So Scooby won't be in the public domain.
I mean, maybe that's why we're getting all these Addams Family projects to not put it in the public domain. That could be it, but again, I don't know. The Wednesday series looks interesting, because I've only just kept up with it after watching this episode. and because I've seen stuff about it, and I was like, okay, that's Jenna Ortega from the new Scream movie, so it could be interesting. But yeah, thank you so much, because it's very, well, not very difficult to smash out. Well, I don't know if I can say that. Whatever.
Yeah, so I was doing more research. Apparently, it's legal issues with Charles Addams' estate is why. So it's not Addams family in particular. It's more so of a family issue. Charles Addams is the original creator of the Addams Family cartoon strip.
Oh, interesting.
So again, with it being like a 50 years thing, it shouldn't be an issue.
It says I guess it depends when the cartoon strip was originally made.
I guess we'd assume it would predate. Well, obviously it would predate this. Which, if this is turning 50, then obviously the strip is 50 plus, then, right?
Okay, so for a little bit of context, it made its inception in 1938, and since then, Warner Brothers and Hanna-Barbera did TV series in 73, 1992, 1998. So, and it's been Addams Family has been used by Paramount Pictures, Disney, Universal, Netflix. Like, it doesn't seem to have a very specific ownership.
It must be then money, right? Like, if you want to reuse this and put it on your DVD as like a selling point, then maybe they're asking just for a bit too much money than Warner's comfortable with. Like,
Maybe.
I'm not seeing that it's maybe they don't want their voices or their names out there, but again, it could be. It's a very weird one. It's very weird.
It is, but as you said, it's quite hard to access. I'm guessing a lot of people out there may not have seen it, so let's head over to for a Rhianna plot summary.
Da-da-da-da.
This is probably going to be my worst plot summary ever, so I apologize. So when Gomez and Morticia, is that how I say the name?
Yes.
Want to go away on a second honeymoon, the group get tricked into being house sitters, and the group being the gang, in the Addams family house. But Wednesday Addams goes missing. Of course, with the gang house sitting, they start panicking and they're like, you know what, another mystery to solve. Let's go find this girl. Yeah, that's my plot summary. 'Cause I'll admit, I was going to watch it today, but I've been really, really busy, and I haven't had time, and I feel really awful. So I can only provide facts about the episode, not actually what happens in the episode. And I apologize.
Well,
I'm the worst.
to me, this is a Red Shirt Shaggy, Scrappy, and Scooby movie, right? Like, it feels like it. It feels like that's what it should have been. Like, very Ghoul School. I think that's what it's reminding me of.
Yeah, it almost doesn't seem like a mystery. More like a circumstantial.
Here's something I want to know, and anyone can tell me. Did this episode, or does this episode remain to annoy purists? Because I want to say this is the very, very first time that real paranormal supernatural occurrences happen. Did it, like, irritate Christian groups? Like, was this badly received at the time? Does anyone know?
So, from my understanding, I believe that this episode, because it was their first animated appearance for the Addams Family, there's a lot of belief that this was considered as like a backdoor pilot for Hanna-Barbera to release like an Addams Family animated series that ended up premiering September 8th, 1973. So I think they were like, okay, we've had a live action sitcom, we've had, the comic strips, let's boost it up and make it more mainstream and for kids, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
So I guess maybe getting into the episode a little bit. So again, we're starting off with a mystery machine crash. There's a lot of fog, kind of crashes into a ditch, and
This
another
stinking
car's
mystery
there as
machine.
well, that like the people are running away from that house.
Do we actually trust Fred driving anymore?
Possibly not. Maybe it's
He's
time for a
embraces
change of
himbo
scene.
side. He doesn't know what to do.
All I'm saying is nothing happened when Batman was driving the mystery machine in the last episode.
Because Batman's awesome.
Who's the new Batman?
And Iron Man sucks. Sorry. I had to get in the Batman Lego movie reference.
So the gang go over to the creepy house, which is where we see the Addams family. So we see all the kind of standard characters. You've got Morticia and Gomez, that's the parents. Then there's the children. Is it Wednesday and Pugsley?
Yeah, Wednesday, little girl kind of playing with a voodoo doll. Pugsley is their son who's trying to dig to China, and there's a little Chinese kid in the box with him.
That sounds exactly like Shaggy, right?
Oh, it's gotta be
Yeah.
Katie Kasem, right?
It sounds exactly like Shaggy. It's literally unmistakable.
Casey, so going through cast,
It's Casey
Don
Kasem
Messick is
Chinese.
Scooby-Doo, Casey Kasem plays Shaggy and Ling Poo. Frank is, I'm so sorry, that name just threw me off. Frank Welker plays Fred, housekeeping man, Vulture, and Cleopatra. Then Janet Waldo voices
Oh.
Grandmama and housekeeping woman. And then we see the return of John Stevenson playing Cousin It. So John Stevenson has returned from Scooby-Doo Where Are You into the new Scooby-Doo movies.
So none of the, I guess, the cast of anything, that no one is reprising their roles, right?
So 4 of them did. John Astin as Gomez, Carol Jones as Morticia, Jackie Coogan as Uncle Fester, and Ted Cassidy as Lurch. Wait, I feel like Ted was in the last episode as well. But so Coogan and Cassidy returned to their roles in the animated series as well. But Austin and Jones were unavailable, so were replaced by 2 others. But the ones that didn't return for this one was Wednesday and Pugsley, because Lisa and Ken were so they're already teenagers by the time this episode aired, and they were deemed too old to reprise their roles. So instead they were voiced by Cindy Henderson and young Jodie Foster.
Ooh, interesting. I mean, that's like a tale as old as time, right? Like, recently rewatching the Recess series, there's like 4 voice actors that played TJ, all because the second one of them's like voice broke. Let's get a new one in. Voice break. Let's get a new one. So, tale as old as time. That, and I want to praise this episode first and foremost because there are a lot of new to us, new to me, Addams family characters that they just kind of have to dump on you at once. And I feel like they did quite a good job of it. It was a bit chaotic, but it was reminding me a bit of Meet the Robinsons. I think they handle it very much in that way, where it's chaotic, but it almost paces it to a point where it either seems purposely chaotic, like when the plant's just stealing people's food, or they structure it quite well in terms of, okay, this one's in that room. There was the howling before. Oh my gosh, there's the howling again. No, it's just Grandmama. Like, it's a bit silly, but it kind of set it up already to the point where it was natural that would occur. And the fact that it was a family member that was behind it, not only do you get that explanation, but it's also an introduction to that character as well. You learn a bit more about them. And I thought it was a great writing choice to let the parents kind of just F off, like, pretty much straight away. Like, narratively, I think it would have been juggling way too many characters if they were all running around the house looking for Wednesday. Like,
And I'd have known where to look.
Yeah, so I think that would have been a bit. I mean, I imagine if you're like a hardcore Addams Family viewer, and if you like Scooby and you're excited to see them cross over, possibly a bit disappointed by that. But I do feel like it was such a good writing choice to just limit the characters and then have them come in later. So
ultimately, as you say, the parents go away and the gang are gonna house it. And quite early on, Wednesday goes missing, and they receive some notes from the Vulture saying that, you know, they need to leave and everything like that. And ultimately their mission's to try and find Wednesday.
Ooh.
My issue here is I feel like this plot's very limited. Like they're only looking around the house.
I've got a ridiculous question, and I just thought, well, I thought about it while watching it, but I thought not a chance in the world. Does anybody know if that couple, obviously, like, spoiler alert, this is like 50 years old, so sorry, that they're the Vulture, ultimately, that old couple at the start that don't like monsters, but they're looking into things. Does anyone know, or has anyone speculated that they're based on Ed and Lorraine Warren? Is that an absolute thing that I've just pulled out of my bar?
Quite possibly.
Because I want to know in the comment section if anyone's made that connection, because they look like the real life Ed and Lorraine Warren. That, like, going to a house that's kind of haunted. I don't know. I just thought about that and now I feel like an idiot, but I want to know in the comment section. So Milly, progress.
For me, that's kind of it, you know, they just spend this entire time running around the house with these continuous messages from the Vulture saying, you know, stay away, until ultimately they find Wednesday. Morticia and Gomez come home from the honeymoon, and they're just, you know, it's kind of proven that they're not these bad people, they're really good neighbours, and it ends with this kind of happy community. For me, that's kind of it. I do feel like this episode's actually a bit limited.
I mean, they get forgiven quite easily, right? Like, from literally setting up traps in the house to make sure that their daughter's just in some tower to, like, there's just so much about that that's wrong. And then in the end of the day, I think it's wrapped up a bit too conveniently. Like, okay, we're just going to turn all the monsters into theme park rides without any repercussions from the people. But then I don't know what else I prefer. Like, I don't want them to be forced to lie on that spiky bed. Like, that's a bit ridiculous. I don't know.
Like I said, for me, that's kind of where this episode ends, you know?
I mean, what are some of your thoughts about the goings on of this episode, smASH?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think this, so far, of the episodes we've done, this one is the episode where it's just like a bunch of stuff is happening and they're just kind of going for the ride. Because, I mean, we haven't talked about the end yet, but or have we? And I just zoned out.
Not really. Like, I kind of mentioned it in fleeting, but we've not really talked about the end.
Okay, yeah, but like, so, you know, because like at the end of it, it's just like, oh, there really wasn't anything wrong. You know, there wasn't anything to really panic about at the end. But I think it's fun though, because it's the Addams family, and it's just, there's always kooky stuff going on. And if you know who the Addams family is, then I guess it's cool to see the gang interacting with the stuff that goes on with the Addams family. But overall, I feel like this is definitely like the weakest plot that we've done so far of these episodes. Like, maybe one of the most exciting guest stars for the series so far. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I always get excited for this one. But in terms of the story, it's just kind of them running around a house, the end.
Yeah, that's quite, you know, how I feel, really.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of it, really. Like you say, I think smASH summed it up perfectly. The story's going on, and both the gang and us, in a sense, are literally just on a kind of off-the-walls roller coaster ride to get there. Like, there's nothing to really speculate on or talk about. It's just, it's happening, but it's possibly fun. So, Milly, what do you want? Do you want to do verdict?
Yeah, I feel like I say, I've got nothing else to add other than my verdict. So, JayBee, we'll start with you as always.
So, I'm gonna be a bit of a contrarian, a bit of a contrary Mary. I think so far this has been my favorite episode, or it's been the episode that I've had the most fun watching. So I absolutely love it, and this is what I'll say to the kind of Addams estate. This episode is making me intrigued about the characters. Like, maybe it was a bit of a wet noodle of a Scooby episode to some people, but I think it was a fantastic introduction to the Addams family. And me having never watched an Addams family thing, now if someone like, say Millie came home tomorrow and was like, oh, someone gifted me this for work because I just did something cool, and it's like a quid Poundland Addams family movie, I'd watch that without hesitation after this episode. Like, I'm curious about the Addams family, and I want to watch the TV show. Like, to the Addams estate, this will get more people to watch the Addams family things, like the movies, like the old shows. Because I'm kind of captivated. Maybe I won't go back to this episode that often, but I'm definitely sold as a potential future Addams Family fan. So I'm going to smash it, and so far it's the most fun I've had watching an episode of this series. So maybe I'm a bit of a contrary cat, but Millie, what's your opinion? Would you smash or pass the Wednesday is Missing episode?
I think ultimately for me this one has to be a pass. I didn't enjoy it. I don't think I really like Scooby-Doo and I like the Addams Family, but for me together the two just didn't mix, and so like there I felt like it was really limited and everything, and I can't enjoy it that much. So for me it's a definite pass, which of course just leaves Smash. So for this episode a smash or pass for you?
So this is another kind of nostalgic one for me. I remember watching this one a lot on Boomerang. Obviously it's never been released to buy. The only way that you can buy it is they released on VHS in Australia. So if you happen to be able to get a copy that way. But I probably shouldn't say this, but oh well, I have recorded it off of Boomerang years ago and then put that VHS tape to a DVD, so
Ooh.
I have a bootleg DVD copy that I did on my own.
Can you
Yeah, can you sell
bootleg
it?
that
Are you
one and
like
send it?
copying it and selling it? I want to purchase this product.
it's really bad quality, and let me tell you, it looks really bad. There's no menu either. You pop in the DVD and it just starts the episode immediately. But no, I have not sold it to anyone.
Sell it to us.
Yeah, I want to buy it.
But okay, so growing up, because I had parents that watched a bunch of like the old black and white and early colored sitcoms. I actually the other day went and bought a bunch of DVDs, which I'm still working on unboxings for those, but one that I picked up that I haven't put the video out for yet is the complete original Bewitched series. And like, you know, so I grew up watching that, and I Dream of Jeannie and Leave It to Beaver, and but there was two monster-esque sitcoms, and we had the Addams Family and we had the Munsters. Which, funny enough, we were just talking about, you know, they're doing a new Addams Family series on Netflix. I don't know who's doing it. I can't remember what studio is doing it, but there's a new Munsters movie coming out here in the next month or so. But anyway, so I usually gravitated more towards the Munsters. I liked that one a bit more, and I have that series on DVD. That one was very short, only 2 seasons. And then there's some movies here and there. There's some odd-off movies. There was a really, really good pilot episode. It was supposed to be a backdoor pilot for a potential series on, I believe it was like NBC or something, but it was called Mockingbird Lane, which is where the original Munsters lived. This was done back in like 2011 or something, but it was such a good pilot. I really liked it. It definitely was a lot more serious of a show than the original Munsters is, but I was really sad that show didn't get picked up because I was really into it. But anyway, so I never totally dived into the Addams Family as much because I was more of a Munsters fan. But this episode definitely made me more interested in the Addams Family, and I am currently trying to find the complete series, the original series on DVD. I mean, I'm sure I could order it online easily, but I was just seeing if I could find it anywhere in my town, but I think I'm gonna have to order it. But I really want to watch the original Addams Family series, and like now, well, there's 2 movies too that are pretty popular. I want to watch. It's like the Addams Family and the Addams Family. Yeah, I can't remember the other one, but they're pretty popular. And then I want to watch the new cartoon ones. I think they're on some streaming service. I want to watch those, and I am really excited for the new Wednesday series on Netflix.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
As we speak, I'm literally like low key watching the second trailer for it. I want to watch this so badly.
It looks so good, and I love the girl who's playing Wednesday, Jenna. She's great, and I'm really excited to see her play Wednesday. So, anyway, my long tangent. I am going to have to smash this episode, even though it is a very bare plot. It's just this one has always been fun to me.
No, I completely get that. I mean, I kind of felt the exact same way. Like, there's so much less that I've got to say about it, but it's just been the most fun that I've had watching these so far. And again,
Yes.
I want to smash up past the Wednesday series. I would like that. It just looks great. And Jenna Ortega is fantastic. Another one though that I get so uncomfortable seeing guys my age like sim for, and it's like, dude, she's 19. She's like, come on, man. She's
The
still
same age as me.
watching Paw Patrol, learning how to read. She's a little baby. Leave her alone. Just let her be a kid. Stop this. But I mean, yeah, obviously, you know, Rhianna, when you do get a chance to watch the episode, maybe next time we sit down to record, you can kind of give your verdict, and in the great chart of Smash or Pass, we can fit them all together. We need to do that one day, have like a whole list of everything we've ever smashed or passed and try and rank them, but oh gosh, that'll be a while. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone for listening. Next episode that we're going to be reviewing is the Frickert, Fracas.
Yes.
My favorite! Spoiler!
Oh, I've still not watched it yet. But yeah, never. Well, at least I can't remember watching it from the title. Maybe once I'm there, I'm like, oh yeah, this one.
You need to watch it because this is the episode that is the whole reference in Curse of the Lake Monster when they're in the barn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Old Man Frickert's barn.
Yeah.
No way. Oh.
Yes way.
Oh my god.
Oh, I love this episode. Okay.
Wow. Okay, my mind's just been blown. Old Man Frickert, yeah. Oh god, I feel like
Jonathan
swine.
Winters.
I do feel like swine, but yeah, thank you so much everyone for listening. You can find all of our search links in the description down below, along with all of the details for Smash and Rhianna. So yeah, if you do want to hear these and so much more, then please like, comment, and subscribe, and we shall see you next time. Da 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 da.